live now, Grandma, but you can tell me about the grades, but I was having you meet me there so we wouldn't have to bump heads with everybody else.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. So the first thing he wanted to know about on our live was the grays. What did you see about the grays when you was out on the farm?
I was outside on the porch, rocking in my rocking chair. And when it started to get kind of dusty dark, and I kept seeing this thing peep around the corner of the house. I thought it was a deer. So I poked my head forward, it poked his head forward, poked my head back, it put his head back. Kept doing that for about a few minutes. I don't know how long it was, but it wasn't too long. And I jumped up out of my rocking chair and went and told my mom, I said, Mom, there's a deer out there playing peekaboo with me. And she said, what? So they all went outside and the thing was gone. But the next day, when they went, there was no tracks. And I told her, I said, well, it looked like a deer because they had them black almond eyes, had two little holes for a nose and a little line for a mouth. It didn't have no ears. It was an oval-shaped head. And nobody believed me at first. And then so I just didn't say no more about it, but I never forgot it. So when we moved to Chicago, I think I was around 13 years old when the paper came out, one of the rag papers came out with one of them grays on the front page. And I grabbed the paper. I said, Mommy, I said, this is what I saw, I saw this thing right here. She said, what? She said, calm down. I said, okay. I said, this is the thing that I saw when I told you it was playing peekaboo with me. She said, yeah. I said, well, this got the same little almond-shaped eyes, little dark eyes, had two little holes for a nose and a mouth, and he had an oval-shaped head, and they call it the grays. And I said, well, that's the thing I saw. She said, you saw? I said, yes, ma'am, Mommy. I said, that's what I saw. And so she believed me that day.
I knew it was something up to that. And I knew it. Because when leading up to this, I was like, you kept saying that you seen the gray. And I'm like over here, like, your mama didn't believe you. Then when you told me later on that she believed you, I was like, I knew.
After that paper came out, then she said, that's what you saw? I said, yes, ma'am, that's what I saw. She said, oh, my goodness, you were telling the truth. I said, yes, ma'am. But see, you all didn't believe me because children do make up a lot of stuff, and children do have imaginary friends. So this is why people don't believe children a lot of times, because children have little friends that they talk to.
And I figured that. I knew it had been like something they was telling us like to shake it off. And I was like, I remember my grandma telling me about this story. And this wasn't the story, but this is how it ended up being. And grandma believed her after she heard her story though. And I remember you was so upset because she didn't believe you. I remember you was telling me like you was so upset because she didn't believe you. And then finally when she believed you, was like pointing out the fact she believed you. I was so happy for you because it was that one moment, like that one moment where I felt like I was alone.
Yeah. Are you still there?
Yes, ma'am.
I gotta go to this other phone because this hand phone is going out.
Yeah, I'm trying to get off of TikTok, but I knew today. I knew when you told me like my ancestors said they ain't leave this land. I know they ain't leave this land. So if I know that my ancestors didn't leave this land, then also you telling me that these people around the farm that grandma said was real. My great grandma said they was real because I remember asking her about it and she was like, nah. Like we tried to shake it off, but I remember her saying in the end it was real. And then you told me right then and there she believed you when you pointed it out. I knew it.
So you see, I know how you felt. See, I know how you feel when you tell your mom something and they don't believe you. See, I've been there and I've done that, so it made me strong. You see where I'm coming from?
Yes, I done cried so many nights alone, Grandma. So many nights.
You can cut your crying. You can stop that crying because everything that you know and everything it is so. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Before I left Florida when I came back to Michigan to get everything straight here, there was a thing that came in the sky. It was on the news, and in the news they said, "What is that?" And when everybody looked at it and they heard them shut the television, they cut it off so nobody could see. But there are gargoyles. This thing looked like had a black body, had a tail like a dragon, had a body shaped like a human woman, and it had a head like a gargoyle, and the wings were pointed up like bat wings.
In Florida, right? This is Florida, right?
This is in Florida. Jay saw it on TV, but he don't remember what he saw, but I do. I know there's somebody up there. I always say.
Hey, you said that too. Like, I remember you saying it like multiple times. Like, I remember seeing this. And Granddad was like, no, that wasn't the case. I remember looking at Granddad like, I'm suspicious because last time this happened and something didn't happen, you said it was a lie and it was real.
See, this is why I tell everybody. I said, when I see something, I don't forget it. I don't know why. I might not remember a person's name. I will remember what your voice is, and I will remember your body shape in the dark. You see, what's his name? Mr. Chambers, the grandson?
Yeah, right? The brown skin one. The pretty one.
No, Mr. Chambers' son.
His skin was pretty as hell, Grandma. Like, it was real pretty. Like, he hit a different hue in the sky. Like, he was a golden color to me. Like, when I looked at him, even though he was brown, he had a super, like, I don't know how to explain it to you. He looked golden to me.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, see, I know people by their voice, and I know people by their body shape in the dark. If I see your body shape in the dark, you see it was just dark. Michael was coming down the road when we lived over there in Grand Junction.
Yes, ma'am.
I said, Michael, what you doing coming in here like in dark? He said, how you know me? I said, I can tell by your body shape. He said, what? I said, I can tell by your body shape. I don't know how I know this, but that was my gift, I guess, to be able to know things. See, I know people. I must have been a blind person at one time.
No, you had divine insight. Listen, our genetic line is passed upon only women that have wisdom. So that in telling me that you have it, no matter what you try to do, trying to ditch it, Grandma, you got it. You can't leave it. It's something that's within you. And I'm going to tell you one time and one time only. Grandma gave you an assignment, and you might not remember what it is right now. But Grandma gave you an assignment, and you're going to remember it. And when you remember it, just put all the pressure on me because I'm ready.
Whatever I feel, whatever I find out.
When you find it out at that moment, it was meant for you to find out and to apply. So apply that and then reinstate that to me. Like, listen, I applied this job like I was told. Listen, apply the job and then tell me about it. Listen, if I got to keep fighting that to understand it, that's upon me. But I know that you're going to complete your job to get off this realm. I need you to get to the next realm. And if I know that within myself, I want you to reach it.
I got to go to my fourth dimension.
Mama, you beyond fourth dimension. We at 5.
Well, I don't know which one it is, but I know maybe I'm in my fourth one now.
Yeah, Granny, we beyond that. Even Maria said it. You remember when my big sister kept on telling you like you something bigger than you know?
She said that to me?
Yeah, Dominique kept saying like you something bigger than you know. My older sister kept saying something you bigger than you know, but she was saying it in Espanol.
Oh, I remember her saying something, but I don't remember.
She said that you were something bigger than you know. That's what my stepmom told me. My stepmom told me that her daughter told her that you were something bigger than you already knew. So I'm finna tell you and pass the message on that I'm something bigger than you knew. You something bigger than you knew. We all a part of this piece that we something bigger than we knew. But can we meet there? Like, can we meet there? Because apparently at this time we both sucking. Because I'm trying to figure out what did we miss. We must have had missed something.
Well, whatever it is, the pieces are coming together.
Slowly but surely, Granny. I'm over here like, hey, I must have had failed back then, but we finna go back and get back on top of it.
Oh yeah, we got you.
And there's no way, like, I'm gonna keep missing it, Granny. There's no way I'm gonna have to keep missing it. I know that my grandma showed me her loyalty, and I showed her my loyalty. I mean, I failed back then. I mean, I need to go back and research. Not my grandma. I don't need my grandma to go back and research. I need to research because I failed my grandmother. So let me go back and look.
I told you that you had to search stuff out to find out stuff about our family. You the one that did it.
Grandma, I feel like I got like 110% more to give you. Let me get there. I feel like I owe that to you. Let me get there.
If you come this far, you gonna get the rest of the way because see,
Grandma, ain't no way you going in this. Ain't no way you going nowhere around me without me knowing or feeling it. And then on top of that, my other mindset is this: there's no way I'm going to let my grandmother leave this plane without me knowing what she put me here for. Whether she knew it or not, she put me here for a purpose. So that means I have a job to do. So I'm going to complete it regardless before you leave it. Grandma, I know your job is almost done, but I need a little bit more of your time. Just a little bit. Just a little bit more of your time. I'm just asking for like maybe a 2-3 years. Like just give me 2-3 years. You can go on about your space. But I'm gonna be very comfortable about you going about your space.
I get it. I told God don't let me go nowhere till I get my family together.
Grandma, you low key already got it right the first time. You got it right the first time. You nailed it the first time. But God was like, okay, so maybe they wasn't ready. Hold on, babe. Let me kick him in the forehead.
But anyway, I'm gonna tell you like this: you stop your crying about your color because, honey, let me tell you something. Your color is your lifesaver. And always remember that your color is your lifesaver, and your color is beautiful. Your skin looks so pretty and velvety. If you touch it, it would probably break if you was porcelain. But you have beautiful skin, and you don't realize how beautiful you really are. You're a pretty little black girl, but you're my pretty little black girl, and don't you never forget it. You hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I was always proud of you whenever you all did something in school. I found a lot of y'all school papers that the rest chewed up, but I tried to save some of them.
Grandma, you was the reason I won the bike. You was the reason I won the bike. The lady told me that. She said, I swear that your grandma's had the rough end of the stick this year. She said, especially dealing with you. It was a mean white lady. It was the meanest teacher I had in the building. And she said, but at the end of the day, you were more than deserving of that because you were on your best behavior all year. I said, yeah, you had told me all year I had to be on my best behavior, and that was my teacher. She must have been like my second grade teacher or like my first grade teacher. It was like kindergarten first, and then it was second. And I was sitting in the second grade building room, and she was telling me like, you did your best you could this year, and that's why you deserve this.
And I'm glad she told you that way because you did do good. I was always proud of you, and I was always praying. I said, Lord, please be with this child so she can get herself right and get herself together.
Grandma, I thought I failed you for so many years. You know how many years I've been sitting in this house? Like, how many times did I fail my grandmother? My grandmother gave me a job. I decided not to listen. You know how many times I felt like that? And I was like arguing with myself. And I know good and darn well I don't talk to you on the phone, but it don't feel like I completed my job. When I hear on my way out, and the source tell me as a woman, like, listen, I created every person you see and we did our job, I'm not gonna feel complete. So, grandma, it's not your fault. It's nobody's fault. It's my own because I feel like I ain't completed my job until I feel like I completed you and some.
Well, I'm glad you understand and know, and I'm glad that you call and let me know all these things. Cause see, I never told you before. You never knew how much I really loved you. None of you all did.
I really felt like I didn't know how much you really loved me until the day that I cracked. Like I hit rock bottom and I was like, I gotta call my mom. And my mom was like, why are you still calling for my mom? That's what your daughter was saying. Your daughter was saying, why are you still calling for my mom? And I was trying to explain to her, like, this is the person that healed me through all my wounds. So what I'm supposed to call? You healed me through all my wounds, Grandma.
Well, I'm glad I did because I always wanted to be there for you all. That's why I kept and took you all. I told Jerry, I said, look, I said, when he dropped us like he did, and he told me he was going to do it, but he warned me in time. I give him that. But still, he should have stuck with me until I could get on my feet. But needless to say, I made it. And see, I worked at that work first program. I was sick as a dog with the flu, but I went to work. I missed 2 days, and the woman said, "Well, you should have went to the doctor." I couldn't get to the doctor. I was too sick to go.
And you were so angry at yourself. I remember that. You were so mad at yourself. And I was so unrelentless. I wasn't going to let you be mad. Listen, you can be mad at me today. You can be mad at me today. Grandma, I don't forget them days of you working at Burger King or us coming back from Chicago and not appreciating you. I remember them days. I remember them days. I remember them days when you told me that one day it's gonna be better, Grandma. It's getting better. So can I buy you a house? Can I be happy now? Can I actually see you smile so I can smile? Because if you don't smile, I'm not smiling. And you may not realize that, but my whole photo from your house is us in Texas. The one time that we all actually smiled.
On the mountain up when we took that
picture. Yes, in the mountain when we was wearing the blue at the bottom and the red at the top on the little windbreakers. Yeah. It was me, Alexis. It was me, Alexis, because Alexis standing right next to me. I can't remember all the other ones, but it was me, Alexis, and all the other daughters. Yeah. I remember them standing on the top of the mountaintop with you, me, and all of us. The only person that was missing was Ashley. I remember that.
Yeah, Ashley was the one that wasn't there.
And she looks so Grandma, I see her every day on Facebook. She looked exactly like you, like the way she walked. Even her fingers look like mine, Grandma.
Straight.
Yes, just straight as an arrow. Like we got straight arrow fingers. Like I don't know if people can see this, but
does she have a boy?
A little boy, yes, and he looked just like Uncle Kiyoki.
Oh my goodness! Hey,
he looked like Kiyoki, twin, and Uncle Kiyoki don't even realize it yet because he ain't seen them yet. But he looked like a little strong, angry, marching Himalayan man, like with an attitude. You know what his name is? She calls him That Just Sure.
Well, you can probably text it to me what his name
is. It's called That the Sure. Like she literally named him That the Sure. That the Sure. Like in Black culture, she named her son Black the Sure, Grandma. Like Tupac. Like Tupac, you know how Tupac is spelled Tupac. She spelled him THA, that LA Sure. That's his Negro name. Like
what kind of man did she marry? A white man or black?
A white man. It's a white man, but he walked and talked like he black.
Oh, okay.
So he got that culture when he tell her day and night, and all day she's day, and then because she's in control, she's night. And I didn't realize what Ashley meant in healing and herbalness, but I see it now because she looked exactly like you, Grandma. It's like taking health notes from your granny, but she your cousin. Like I'm looking at you, looking at me, but I know my granny giving me this information. I'm looking at you, looking at me, but you look like my granny. That's how I felt. But she looked just like you, Grandma, and she moved like you. Like her fingers straight as an arrow. She like walk like me, talk like me. Like her mannerisms are mine. I'm like, okay, cuz know her assignment. She looked just like you. Y'all are within 1 inch of each other. Like y'all are half an inch in height away from each other. She said it's like a 0.385.
So how often do you talk with her or you see her?
Every 2 years, but she talks to me online every year. Like every year we talk. Like we talk right around my birthday. Like this year we didn't talk because you know how I be feeling about the trauma. So this year we didn't talk, but she wrote me a message and she was like, I know how you feel about the trauma, but I still love you, cousin. And then she gave me the big heart, and then she sent me the hearts on TikTok. while we was live, and that just.
They never told that girl about her people.
Oh, she know. Oh, grandma, she know. Grandma, you think she know and she not knowing? She know. She said her mom told her that she would be the sorriest one in the link if she didn't want her parents or her grandparents. So that's what she told me. So her mom is not discouraged about her coming towards our way. She more encouraging and telling her to shake off the shit around her. But she don't know what her mom's telling her. But I can look at her mom and tell her like, this a white lady. This white lady viewing it from how she was treated, and she knows she not gonna live on. So she telling her daughter, hey, get in where you fit in because we don't get too long to fit in.
See, Ashley, Amy, and when Marty got together, they been killed together, and she needs to know the truth about all that.
No, she said she know the truth about Aunt Marty because Aunt Marty told her, which I believe that Aunt Marty was probably the foolproof baby mama that he had actually got. Aunt Marty told her, like, she was like, I was mad at your dad, so I had your mother confirm that these were his children, and they went on from there. That's what she told her in the message. So she sent it back. Yeah, she told her a little piece of the truth, even if it was a little piece, it was a piece bigger than the truth. And she had been told the whole time. Ashley thinking that she a whole normal white girl.
No, she ain't.
She not a whole normal white girl. She living a whole normal white life, and she's not a white girl.
No, she's not white.
Ashley's not a white girl, and I felt so bad for her for believing in what her family had taught her. She's not a white girl. They taught you to be a white girl. They're going to keep teaching you that to keep you in prison, but I want you to know that you're not in prison. You can tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself, and you can do it.
Right? Yes, indeed. I'm glad Marty decided to tell her something.
But yeah, she married a white boy from, I want to say he from like South or North Dakota, but either which way, he ain't good news to her, and she don't know that yet. But we gonna make sure she know, and all in due time. Everything happens in due time. I can't force her to understand who she is or who these people are to her.
But you see, another thing, the white people can never repent because they're not God's people.
Yeah, so they can't live. They won't be able to live beyond.
The reason why we quit going to church because they would never teach Esau and Jacob, while Rebecca and Isaac had them two boys, had them two nations in Rebecca. They won't teach why God did that. See, the black man had everything. He had all the rubies and emeralds. He was the richest thing, and God made him rich, and he decided to disobey God, and God put him down. The white man is our whipping post. He's our whip, beating up behind, down, and the people, and it's not going to stop until God come and change it.
And that's what I was trying to explain to them when I kept explaining to them, like, God has to be a black woman. And if he's not a black woman, listen, if you keep saying he's not a black woman, he's got to be a female because there's no way that he took the intricate time to create us.
I don't know if I feel deep down in my heart, I feel that God was supposed to be a female in the first place because of all the stuff that's happened. And only a woman can do them things. But I know there's a bond between God and a woman and a mother, that there is no other type of bond. And when a man
because she created a man. She blew that man right out of her chest. Grandma, you know how we do jumping jacks? Do you remember how that pain we get in the center of our chest, but only women get it? Men don't get it. So I have to explain it to you. Men don't get that pain that we get in the center of our chest when we doing a jumping jack. Do you know that pain I'm talking about? Okay, so that's the pain they say that only women get. Did you birth a male? You birthed a male. You birthed Uncle Kyoki.
I birthed a male and I birthed a female.
So I'm very sure that every time I took my dividend, it was well worth it, right? So I'm not suspect about any of the choices I've took thus far, Grandma. I'm not.
No, you're good. I think you did well.
In my essence, I feel like, Grandma, you told me how to do my job. You taught me how to do my job. I did the best that I was adequate to me, and I feel like I did an adequate job.
You did an excellent job.
And at the end of the day, these grades wasn't a part of my assignment. These grades was a part of their assignment. Them grades looking at us to make sure we was still black. They wasn't making sure that we was still white. They was like, okay, is you gonna come black, or is you not? Them grades wasn't for me.
That Egyptian president came on national television. Alan was telling me about it. I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna find a way to see it.
Oh, she's talking about Rashad Jamal.
He came on national television. He said when the white Jews came to him, I don't know what they went to him for, but anyway, he said, well, you're not the real Jew. He said, you live here black and you come back here white.
Yes.
National television, he said. And Hitler knew it. And Sammy Davis Jr. knew he was a Jew. And when Sammy Davis Jr. announced that he was a Jew, everybody laughed at him. But the Rat Pack, them 4 men, he was hanging with Peter Lawford, Peter Lawford, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Joey Bishop. And Sammy Davis Jr., they made up the Rat Pack. It was 5 of them, 4 white men, 1 black man. They made up the Rat Pack. The Rat Pack knew that Sammy Davis Jr. was the real Jew. Sammy Davis Jr. knew who he was.
And they still doubted him, and that's why he doubted himself. And that's why I no longer doubt myself, Grandma.
Sammy Davis Jr. never doubted himself, honey. That man went away from here happy. But he was the fastest 6-gun shooter on this earth. They did a thing for him. He could shoot faster than Billy the Kid or any of them Western people back then. He could use the pistol in the holster. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the fastest gun on earth.
So I know I'm a Titan. That's why Grandma, that's why I literally can't sympathize with a lot of people. A lot of people think I'm angry for a wrong reason. The reason is because they think that I'm angry because of something that happened to me in my past. I'm mad about things that I can currently fix.
Everybody's angry about who we are and who we're not, and how come the white people kept us down. But you see, they need to go back and study Esau and Jacob, and they don't know why they're angry.
Yeah, but they keep, you know what I hit. I hit a rock bottom. When I hit that thing, the first thing I thought of is my grandma told me the Bible was real. My grandma told me the Bible was real.
The Revelation tell the tale on
Listen, but Yakub, you can't lie about who you are. You can't lie about yourself being Jesus, Jacob, none of these people that start with a J, because no J existed. So explain to these people that you lied to these people about them being these of God's people, but they are of God's people, but they are not of the people or the religion that y'all played them to be. They played y'all to be a part of a religion that had nothing to do with y'all. We have 12 tribes. Us as Native Americans have 12 tribes. And if you know your blood, like I know your blood, you can meditate, Granny. Granny, I swear to God, you can meditate right now. You can tap in. You can tap into what I'm tapping into. Granny, I'm telling you, these people is a lie. They lying to us. And they keep lying to us. It's to the point that we believe the psychosis. I'm not going to keep...
We believed it so long until people can't break away from every picture of that Jesus. His name is Caesar Borgia. He was a gay man. They worshiping a gay man. Caesar Borgia is gay. And he said, I never said I loved you. In the Bible, Jesus never said he loved anybody, did he?
No.
Thank you. And then God only said
and he actually said he held the keys to the hell and to the beginning and the end of earth. That's exactly what that man said in that Bible. I remember reading that Bible word for word. And that man said word for word that he held the keys to the gates of hell. I remember that. Mm-hmm. And everybody kept telling me that, that's Jesus. Yakub or Jesus? Which one you want to name him by? Because at this point, I don't know who you're talking about.
He has many names.
Oh, yeah. He's a man of many names.
I am. Who is it? You say I am.
Yeah, he tried to use ours. He tried that. We are, in our bloodline, we say we are everything. I am that I am everything. That's what we say in our religion. He tried to use that against us. There's no flashpoint. There's no way I can believe over a man, over a woman. Only reason I believe that is because it took a woman to birth a male. So I know you lying to me. You lying to me. There's no way you can lie to me about this. This is this.
And why don't they teach you about Lilith, Adam's first wife? Why don't they tell you about
No, they
her?
don't want us to know about Lilith. They don't want us to know about that because that's a problem for them. That's a problem of me proving life and death. That's a problem of me proving that Rebecca was your mother. That's a problem for them.
Mm-hmm. But I tell you like this, the truth is gonna come out when everybody see it. The white people, you know what? There's some the white people that know they keep having them babies, but you know what? If I was white and I could not repent, I wouldn't bring one child on this earth to suffer the pain that they gonna go through.
Because they finna go through more than one. And that's the trauma that I don't want to curse nobody. I don't want nobody to feel like you going through some extra pain that I could have stopped. You know what I mean, Grandma? I didn't want them to feel like that, but I feel like somebody got to stop this. If not, I'm going to keep suffering. If I don't stop you, we going to keep suffering. So somebody got to stop this pain.
Well, I gave you the ball, so you ran with it.
Grandma, you told me to run with the balls. You told me to run with my fury. And you told me not to be apologetic. So I'm unapologetic about me being black. I'm unapologetic about that.
You don't have to apologize for being what you are. God made you, and that's it. Well, see, when people put them tattoos and all the markers on their bodies, you telling God He didn't do a good enough job, right? All these women go right with all these. My friend that lives over in Texas, she got a tattoo of her. She got a very big old wing on her chest. And all up down her arms and all down her legs. And her sister got them all over her. I said, you're not supposed to mark your body. And changing your hair color either. And men are supposed to have beards on their face. The reason why men are supposed to have beards, because he said that would be the division between, you know how to tell the female from the male. We're not supposed to wear no male clothes, and we wear pants, blue jeans with zippers up.
And they shouldn't wear no female clothes.
Exactly. None of us should wear each other's clothes because that's not what we were designed for. A male is a male, a female is a female. And gay people, they don't have no excuse. They just shy altogether.
And I thought, for the longest, I thought I was tripping, Grandma. I thought I was tripping. I thought I was upset for no reason. And I was like, self-reflection. I'm not wrong. Self-reflection, looking back, I'm talking to my grandmother. My grandmother told me I'm not wrong. So if I'm not wrong, I'm not wrong.
No, you're not. See, you're searching for your heritage. You got to find out who you are and what you are, why you're here, what you're here for. And see, people don't understand that. Now, like what's his name used to come on to, now you know the rest of the story. Paul Harvey.
Most definitely. I definitely know the rest of the story. I'm sitting back self-reflecting on it.
Mm-hmm. But you keep right on going and you hold your head up and you walk proud. You hear me? But make sure you look down so you don't fall yourself in a hole, too.
Oh, I got to be aware of all of my surroundings, and I figured that out. That's why I always ask y'all for help. That's why I always call back and home and ask for help.
And beware of other women trying to take you down. Women gonna always be jealous of you, and they was always jealous of me. But I didn't let that bother me. But you always watch your back. And if you leave your drink, don't ever drink it. Get your new drink. You hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
You in a bar somewhere, you gotta go dance on there. When you come back, don't drink that drink, or people put stuff in your drink. And I want you to check out something here. Strychnine is in everything. What is that called? Strychnine is rat poison.
Yep.
It's in everything. It's in everything they weed because they put it in there years ago. Little bit by little bit, it kills us each day.
And that's what causes our skin to be carbon. That's what they were saying. That's what Rashad Jamal be saying is that they putting rat poisoning in the food that's causing our skin to look carbon. And he said the whole purpose of DEA was for them to be on attack for the deoxy experience acid, which is what we're made out of. Black people, we're made from a different strand. That's what he was saying. Like, and that's what they use.
They don't have no melanin in their skin.
Yeah, so he said that's what they use to fight against.
Mm-hmm. See, trying to get up and block that sun out. Well, that stuff they spread up, they come down to earth like little fiberglass particles get in our lungs. Man announced on the radio with TV the other day, not too long ago. He said, "Well, more people getting asthma, respiratory problems, yeah, because it's spreading all the junk in the air."
I bet you so. Because NASA literally, if you Google it, you can get online right now on Google and look it up. They have a whole machine that produces oxygen. Like, why are you producing oxygen if we already produce that for you? If we produce this.
The trees do that. The trees, that's why they're trying to get all the trees in Michigan are dying. Have you seen the forest?
Yeah, they said they're going to tear them all down before the end of the year. It's literally in our affidavit this year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's here in Michigan. They said they're tearing them all down because they're all bad. I bet you so, because you done tore down the real trees. You tore down them big red oaks back down now in California. You remember in California them big old trees that were sitting at the top of the mountaintop, Grandma?
I've been to the redwood forest.
You remember them big old mountains? That was like them big old trees that was sitting at the top of the mountains. They done tore them down now, Grandma. There ain't nothing left.
I know it.
And they trying to tell us we living inside of a grid. Oh, we know we living inside the matrix. We know we living inside the grid. It is, Grandma. Remember when you told me that, Grandma, you told me that the Matrix was a documentary. Was it or was it not?
Yeah.
It was, because that's what they labeled it as back then in y'all day, right?
I'm gonna tell you something else. Everything Hollywood done put out has come to pass. Don't forget it. Remember when they came out with them drones?
Yes, and they said Hollywood was trying to tell us something.
Star Wars had it.
Any movie that began like the beginning of Star Wars is real, right, Grandma? Like they telling us something about something that happened here on Earth, right?
Yep, exactly. And they ended up in space because I think they poisoned the Earth so bad. I think with radiation poison,
they decreased our frequency every time they was decreasing our frequency. Them poisoning the air decreased our frequency.
Right. And you see, Mother Nature needs, like if it's 2 maple trees, if it's only 4 maple trees, each one of the maple trees, she got to take something from each one of the trees. That's why she need all the trees. She can't, like if she had iodine in one tree, she can't go there and draw all the iodine out of that one tree. The tree would die. So she has to take a little bit of this from that one, a little bit of this from that one, a little bit from this, a little bit from that. She got each one of them trees, she had to take so much something from them, or she take too much from one, it'll kill it. So this is why she have to have all the trees that she was started out with, and she don't have all the trees. So now she got to kind of destroy the earth a little bit to get what she got to get. See, man messed up big time. That white man, honey, he messed up everything.
That's the only man we got. Ain't no white man. Listen, we was gods before the white man became upon this earth. So he messed up.
And see, the black man disobeyed God, so God just said, "Well, good."
Well, you get back what you gave out.
Well, if you see, he said you could be the head instead of the tail. Now the black man is the tail and the white man is the head.
All day long, and then they be talking about 2 nations born in one stomach. This is why they say it's 2 nations born in one stomach, because you messed up, black man.
And see, they need to tell the truth about when Esau and Jacob was born. I think Esau came out first. I think when he the oldest, I forget how it go. I think Esau was oldest and Jacob was holding on to his heel. So when they came out, they had to come out with him holding on to his heel, and they fought the whole time. And that woman, Rebecca, was miserable in that pregnancy. But anyway, God said, Esau went to God one time and he said, "Can I repent?" And God told Esau, he said, "You can never repent." He went away crying like a baby.
And he should, because he should have known better than to try God. God told you, as my son, don't disobey me. We wouldn't have no problems, but you decided to disobey him.
He made Esau to put the black man because the black man disobeyed God. And whatever that disobedience was, he was worshiping other gods. He was doing what the other people were doing.
He disowned the black woman. I think that really was the problem. The problem was the fact that he honored everybody besides the black woman, and God decided to punish him upon it.
Yeah, I'll tell you sometimes. Do you know what age was Eve when she died? Nobody don't know.
Nobody knows because Eve never died. Grandma, Eve never died. Eve never died. Eve never died. Because listen, they have no death point for her.
Show her when she passed away. They said how they tell about all the men that died, but they never tell about the women.
Yeah, Eve never died. Eve never died. Eve got fit and got suited and booted for war, and she was like, "All right, since there's war, then let's leave it on war face. What's up?"
And then they said that Lilius was he put her up in the constellation, so this is where the babies she come and get.
Yeah, and he renamed her Lucy. He renamed her Lucy because that was his side woman. That was his woman that he wasn't supposed to have, and they took her out his rib. So he knew he owed her loyalty, but he didn't know how to show it. So he was like, "Listen, they gonna put you on the stars, baby, and listen, I'm gonna still pay you child support." That's what he did. Lucy was like, "Dang, what happened? Listen, Lucy, he played you like you was Scar of the beginning of Wives, baby. You was the one that they left hanging at the beginning. They was like, listen, babe, you finna go up in the stars, and as you go up in the stars, we gonna pay you for this. All right, okay, just stay in payment mode." Lucy was mad. She was mad. Lilith was mad. Who in the fuck is this bitch named Eve though that you ain't told me about?
And see, this is what I'm trying to figure out. How come they didn't ever mention it? How about all the when did Esther die? How was Esther when she passed away? All the women under the roof. How old these women how old were they when they passed away? It never says how old they were when they died. I tell you something else. It never said how old your wife had to be either, did it?
Never did. Never told you how old your wife is supposed to be when she left this earth.
These white people in this world tell me, well, he raped her. She's statutory rape because she gave consent for the man.
But listen, they won't let you go back to how far rape condoned in their culture. They won't let you go back all the way past 15 years. Why? Because they don't want you to go back to your lineage when this man raped your original mother and you want repayment for that. They don't want that repayment. Listen, they don't want that repayment.
They gonna pay.
They don't want you to connect the dots.
Huh?
They don't want us to connect the dots. You raped our original mother.
This is why they didn't want the black man to read, because they knew what the black man was. And then one woman, her husband, she was a rich woman, and she caught this man to read the Bible. And when he did that, they were being killed. They killed everybody that they was working on, and they hung all of them up in them trees. There was a movie called Nations, The Birth of a Nation or something.
Birth of a Nation, yes, it was. It was right there in the beginning of the movie when they first started off, how they hung them up in the trees. The problem was they knew that we owned the animals, the culture behind these animals. Every time we would come back more powerful, but they expected us to come back more weak. The problem is we still own these animals. These animals owe us loyalty because we brought them to this realm. That's why they owe us that loyalty, Grandma. And that's what they forgot. They forgot that they owed us this. Like, listen, you can't tell these people in an aquatic realm they don't owe us. They owe us. They know they owe us because we brought them here. You can't tell me that the land mass, the lion, the cougar, the cheetahs don't know that I'm the king of the land. They know I'm the king of the land because I brought them here. So that each time I think about that, each time you keep telling me that I'm something smaller than I really know that I am, I'm gonna keep getting back up and knocking you down. Oh, Diamond? Okay. All right, well, let her out and call me back, Grandma.
All right. Okay,
love you.
I love you. Okay, bye-bye, babe.
So y'all heard that from my grandmother's voice, because my grandmother's voice doesn't go too far. You see me? You see me? It don't go too far. So I'm finna let y'all know, like, every time y'all been worried about my mental health, I'm not worried about my mental health. I'm worried about the people you dealing with mental health. How many times have you got mental help from the people you've been dealing with? How many people have those people been mental health to you? How many times have they failed you? How many times have they been there for you? You get one time for me to fail me. You get one time. My grandma just told you right now I'm not tripping. She don't expect me to be tripping no time long or any time in the future because this is my lineage. They expect this from me. All I'm asking y'all is to understand. And if you don't understand that, my grandma just explained it to you. She done seen them graves. She done been about this life. She been standing on this. Like you talking to you was preaching to the choir. So I want y'all to know that in all understandings, my grandmother understood me through all the times where I've been hurt and cried. Like right now, I was just crying before I got on live. And we've been on live for like an hour. My grandmother understood me through all the pain, hurt, and trauma. Like me explaining to her how I feel, why I'm so upset. My grandma get that. So if you don't get that, there's no get back, baby. You failed the job. You misunderstood the assignment. And you failed. And I'm so sorry that that happened. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to defend mine. And mine are the people that defend me. And the only thing I know is the people that defend me. And they look like me, they walk like me, they talk like me. The culture is so much like me. And you tell me that I gotta hide my culture to make me suit you. Listen, baby. Bow. This is what you get. This is the ending cue. The one moment when somebody was like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Listen, baby. These jammies, this sports bra, this crop top with a circle in the middle. This is me. This is my culture. And my grandmother said, I'm not a liar. So we're gonna roll with I'm not a liar for $6,000 and just roll with it, okay? Because I know I have no problems with me, myself, or my company. You have a problem with you, your culture, and your company. Figure it out. I don't want to argue with you. I want to beef with you. I don't even want no smoke. I don't. But I do want you to figure out who you are. What are you to the world? What can we grow about ourselves? What can we create? Because listen, there's a whole realm out here, and we must be playing hooky if we thought that we was gonna get it from nothing. I grew up, I became a badass woman. I became that. Like, this is me. I put in my work. We got nothing but champions on my team, nothing but sisters. I'm enjoying that. I got nothing but brothers on the other side. I'm smiling. I'm happy. Let me enjoy my time. But at the end of the day, I know that for a fact, when I work out, I'm happy. I'm happy because my people believe in me. If you don't believe in your people, believe not upon your people. But I'm running. Hey, princess, what part of Michigan do you live in? I'm from Southfield, Michigan. I am from, where in the fudge would I be from? Southfield. So you on the, so yeah, you over there. I'm over here. So down the long way to the people that got all of us mixed breed people. So I would have to say I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan. I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Or Portage. Which way you want to look at it? Either which way, it doesn't bother me. But Portage or Kalamazoo, Michigan, I'm from there. I grew up here. This is where I'm from. I'm from the hood. Like, I grew up there. I grew up in the hood. And then I grew up with the suburbs. And then I'd be sitting back, looking back like I wish I would have stayed in the hood because these people are more pleasant. Somebody help me. All right, but yeah, guys, we gotta take a night off. But I just want y'all to know that this is a conversation that I had my grandmother 2 days, 3 days ago, and my grandmother told me she seen them grays and this man not lying. So if this man not lying, maybe my mindset ain't in. And if my grandma said we never left this continent, my grandpa said we never left this continent. We never left this continent. These people enslaved us and called us Native Americans, and we was really, really, really Native Americans. These people played us. But I hope y'all enjoy this. I hope that y'all find y'all bliss. But I'm going to sleep. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow at like 9 a.m. because it's like 10 now. It's 10:01 now. It's 10. It's 10. All right, I'm going to stop playing. For y'all have an argument in the morning.